builders making moves, the projects shaping the culture, the unfiltered thinking behind it all. This is Let's Ride, the weekly podcast from BMX that takes you inside the on-chain world. Welcome to the ride.
Hello, everybody. GM, and welcome to Let's Ride. Super excited today. We have an incredible guest. And you guys, today we're making Let's Ride history. We have the very first birthday live stream with Elizabeth Olson, the product marketing director of OKX. And today we're diving into all things OKX, all things that Elizabeth is focused on. And we're just extremely excited today. And Elizabeth, happy birthday. We're so grateful to have you on today. We got the little banner down there, and yeah, if you're tuning in, if you're watching live today, join us in wishing Elizabeth a happy birthday. We pay attention to the comments and the live stream chat, so definitely drop your comments and questions throughout the stream. Okay, without further ado, I want to go around and we could pass it off to Deez to start on any BMX ecosystem updates and to get our disclaimer out of the way.
Absolutely. Happy birthday. Can't wait to get into it today. But anything we talk about today is not construed as financial advice, so please do your own research and don't take advice from anyone on the internet. And BMX updates.
Good advice.
It's especially true in these recent times. Very, very volatile markets, but a lot of debate on the timeline. But we are... BMX updates, we're in the final stages. Daily Swap has been audited, and we are chatting with multiple aggregators right now, just going into the details of getting those integrations. And as soon as we get one of those integrations fired up, we should push live. So excited about that. But yeah, let's get into it today.
Absolutely. So without further ado, I really want to talk about today's ride, diving into the world of OKX. This is one of the largest global exchanges, you guys, and this is shaping how users interact with crypto and Web3. Today, we're joined by Elizabeth Olson. She's a powerhouse leading product marketing at OKX, helping to connect millions of users to the on-chain world. So without further ado, I want to take a moment to meet the builder here today. Elizabeth, for those who may not know you yet, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you into the crypto space?
Well, thanks so much for having me here. It's really a pleasure to get to chat with, the BMX media team, and also, just to get to know the base community more. I really appreciate everybody that's showing up here in the chat. I see you. I appreciate Pixel, who says he's a fellow Libra birthday person. So
that's my girl. That's my girl Eureka out there, Pixel.
Oh, I love it. Thanks, Pixel. Shout out to you. So a little bit about me, my background. My background's in luxury. I come from the luxury space. I was working there about 7 years. Most recently at Sotheby's auction house, and that's really how I got orange pilled and really Web3 pilled, and started learning more about the crypto industry, because we had auctions that were dedicated to NFTs. We even sold the US Constitution, which at the time there was the Constitution DAO, and people wanted to decentralize the Constitution. So
I remember that. That's OG. That's really
super OG, right? Yeah. And there was like protests going on outside the auction house, and this just really made me think, what's up? The market cap at the time was something like $3 trillion, pre-FTX and everything. So I was really curious what was going on in the crypto space. And I just kind of wanted to dive in. I just got my MBA, and I thought, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to jump in. And I went to a small startup where I was the 4th team member. And there's this really famous quote by Sandra, what is her name? I'm blanking right now. She, the founder of Facebook, or one of the famous female leaders at Facebook, early days. I'm sure you guys would.
I'm gonna have to look this up. I
should chat GPT it. But anyway, she basically said, I'm literally going to chat GPT right now.
We're all looking this up right now.
Is it Sheryl Sandberg?
Yeah, thank you, Sheryl Sandberg. I think I mixed her name. I said Sandra Sandberg. There we go. Sheryl Sandberg. That's what was throwing me off. She has this famous quote that's like something along the lines of, just get a seat on the rocket ship. It doesn't matter what seat it's going to be. Get on that rocket ship, no matter how humble, And to me, the industry of crypto is the rocket ship, right? And I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to learn and dive in. And so I found a tiny little startup. And that startup was X First Bitcoin Wallet. I was the fourth team member. And we grew it to over 1 million users within our first couple years with the whole Bitcoin ordinals meta. And then I went from there to Magic Eden Wallet and launched that wallet, brought that wallet to market, and as well as working on the Bitcoin GTMs, and then went on to here at OKX. I just joined 3 months ago, actually, and am leading the product marketing for OKX Wallet and OKX Dex. So I've now been this is my third wallet, and it's been really exciting. I've been mostly in the Bitcoin space, but OKX supports over 140 chains. So it's really the next step for me, and when I was looking to support in my career, given that I believe that this industry is moving to become more and more interoperable, and interoperability is super important, being able to navigate between all the different chains in a really smooth way. And I think there's no other wallet that does this better than OKX. And for that reason, it's one of the most popular wallets. So anyway, it's been a really exciting journey, and I'm happy to be here.
Wow, well, that is huge. I mean, just 3 months ago, you started this, and that just must be so exciting. I mean, OKX is one of the largest global exchanges, has had so much success, and has really paved the way for a lot of things in our industry. And shout out to our friends. I'm actually an OKX ambassador. Shout out to Nina, Cherry, Yan, so many incredible people and incredible women on the team like yourself. And I also want to ask, I'm curious, what a day in the life looks like as the product marketing director at OKX. What does the day-to-day look like for you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, one thing I will say that's really fun about OKX is that we are a global company. So I have teams, there are teams all over the world, from Asia to Middle East to the US. We're based out of San Jose. I'm personally based out of New York City. So we do have an office here. So it's fun to be able to go into the office and be with teams here. But actually a lot of my team is out in Asia. So, I'm trying to catch them in the early evenings and mornings, but
you got the nocturnal schedule. I'm about to be on that schedule next week. I'm going to Japan. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, upside down world. But it's really fun to have quite an international company. And in terms of just day-to-day projects, as a product marketing director, it's fun to focus on. I feel like even though it's a big company, you still get to wear a lot of hats at OKX. So I'm focusing more on the ecosystem, very much focused on the US market, being based here in the US. And this is a new market for us, especially for the exchange. We just became available over the summer in the US. But my focus for Web3 is really, how do we connect with traders in the US? How do we build a product that's catered towards their needs? And how do we raise awareness and support them and help them build a network and awareness of the tools that we have to offer to them? So with that comes a lot of content and events. So that's definitely, actually tomorrow I'm going to be launching my own show, Top Signal. It's going to be on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that's 7 a.m. Pacific time for those who want to tune in and join us. And maybe at the end of the show today, I'll share who our first guest is. So if you guys hang out,
you'll be
first to hear
that alpha.
Even before it's announced. Yep.
Wow. Well, what an honor. Just super grateful for you to share that here today on Let's Ride on the BMX DeFi account. And I want to take a quick minute before we get into the rest of the agenda here. If anyone watching this stream live here today can share this out, retweet the live stream, share with your network, we'd really appreciate it so we can get more education and awareness around OKX. Now, I'm curious, for those who are newer to OKX, can you give a quick overview of what OKX does and what makes it unique in the broader on-chain ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. Well, OKX is most known for being the second largest crypto exchange in the world. It's a global exchange. I would say that's what sets it apart uniquely, is we're available, worldwide. We have an onshore and offshore team. We've got people out of the US. We're based out of San Jose, but it is a global company. And we support not only the exchange and CeFi, but also DeFi. So on the CeFi side, we have spot futures, options as well. But on the Web3 side, which is my focus, I absolutely love to share that, our wallet supports over 140 chains. So we have a super powerful, one of the most used wallets in the space, most number of users for wallets, period, like bigger than MetaMask and Phantom. And we have also very cheap, fast transactions. And how that's possible is because we support over 130 liquidity pools. So that means that we have this DEX aggregator that brings together all these liquidity pools. So whenever you're doing a transaction, we are going to find you the best option for that trade and optimize the speed and the pricing for you from those 130 different liquidity pools. So we actually, that's supported on our DEX platform. And also we support a lot of different other platforms that use our aggregator. So you might be using the OKX DEX without even, the aggregator without even realizing it on a different platform.
That's incredible. And another thing I saw just from using the OKX wallet is that, you guys actually support Base as well. And,
Yes.
I've seen your team. I actually did an interview. I don't know when or if this will be released, but I did an interview with one of your team members who was at On-Chain Summit. So I'm curious, like the reasoning behind OKX really doubling down on showing up at these kinds of events, wanting to support the Base community more and showing up.
Yeah, I mean, it is really something that we want to support all chains, all assets, all these different ecosystems, because again, we do believe in interoperability, and that the smartest traders go where the new metas are, and the smartest traders are multi-chain traders. And Base is an incredible ecosystem. It's been very the content creators are very smart and prolific. The traders are and builders are very creative and well connected, and it's an exciting space to support, of course. So we believe in we're not really competitors, because at the end of the day, it's about growing the market share together. It's about finding ways that Base and Coinbase, of course, has been coming from the US. We've been mostly coming from Asia. So it's nice to be able to exchange these ideas and have cross-pollination between audiences and between users. And ultimately, that's how we win together. It's actually more bullish.
Love that.
To see.
Rem, I've been reflecting on this today. I do truly believe we all go further together when we collaborate, when we support each other, when we uplift each other. That's a core belief of mine. I think like the PvP mindset is kind of outdated, right? Like I think we all come together and support one another. We go further together, right?
Right. We need to expand the pie together. I mean, there's not enough pie right now, and it just needs to generally be expanded. And the fact that there are more competitors in the same space is actually bullish, because it shows that we share the same thesis. There's more low-hanging fruit to be reaped, right? So it's actually a really good sign that you see like multiple different players in the same market, that the market's doing well, the thesis is right, and the industry is flourishing.
Yeah, I totally agree. And something currently that I really see flourishing, like a newer meta, is the creator coins, and like a lot of creators having these new ways to really find new pathways to monetization and growing their audiences. And, I see you now like creating short form videos, you're doing your show. This wasn't a question I was going to ask here, but I'm curious, like what has inspired you to step up and create content, and what opportunities are you most excited about as a creator?
Sure. I mean, I think content is so important today in this cycle, maybe more so than any other cycle since. We're seeing streamers that are being incredibly successful, not only on Pump Fun and with their creator coins, but also, Thread Guy, he's striking. He just made his Polymarket deal. I know there was I'm sure there's Kolshi versus Polymarket trying to sign this deal with him. So, good for him to be able to have these different sponsors going for his show and supporting his show. And I think his show is absolutely one of the best shows out there. And we're seeing, similarly, Tim Draper launched a show recently where, people are, it's like a Shark Tank for crypto, and they have a token.
Oh, Killer Whales. I know some of the people on Killer Whales.
Oh, no way.
I know the production people for that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. That's cool. So yeah, that's
Um,
another big meta. Let's see. There was another
Brian
big.
Armstrong posted too about
Oh my
that the
gosh,
$25 million NFT. So it's
the
like
biggest.
there's so many things happening right now for creators, for podcasters, for
Right.
streamers. So we're seeing a lot more creators emerge, I feel like, right now, and kind of exploring what's possible on chain. So hats off to you for doing that, for taking the plunge into content creation. I do think that, that's the future. That's how, through media, through video, that's how we tell stories. That's how we help bridge the gap of communication and understanding. And you're someone that gets that and is doing it. So hats off to you.
Thank you. Yeah, super important. And hats off to you as well. I mean, it's great to see your media company just supporting BMX and supporting the base community. It's just like it's so important to grow mindshare and to demonstrate with content how products work and educate people how products work and also just to build community. Community building is basically how the meme coin super cycle is working. Like any community that you see, if you have the mind share out there, you're going to be, building more education, and then you have more adoption, and with more adoption it's like this flywheel effect. Then you have more investors and people who want to be part of it. So yeah, content is so key for building mindshare and having a really sustainable ecosystem.
100%. Could not agree more. And yeah, love that you're focusing more on that. To kind of bring it back more to the OKX side of things, though, I am curious. OKX has really expanded over the years into the on-chain world. I'm curious, from a product marketing standpoint, what is one innovation or product update that really shows this shift in action to really help bridge people into the on-chain space?
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned this because we there's only so much I can say on this show, and I will say as much as what our founder CEO has shared. Star is that we are building out C.DeFi, and C.DeFi means that we are bringing our Web3 DEX trading capabilities and token access to our exchange. In other words, people who are on exchange will have access to our DEX and be able to trade in a very seamless way, and be able to trade these different tokens. So we're calling it C.DeFi. So I would say that's probably the most exciting thing, where we're literally bringing our decentralized exchange to our exchange. And we've seen this with Coinbase. We saw this with Base, and I guess sort of Binance Alpha to a degree as well. So yeah, I think this is definitely a meta that a lot of exchanges are looking into, and I'm really excited for this to launch in the near future for OKX.
Yeah, would love to unpack a little bit more there. What are you seeing users wanting out of that C.DeFi experience? Are they looking for yield products? Are they looking for lending? Are they looking for just simple swaps and being able to get exposure to new coins that are hot, that are usually on DEXs and not on the centralized exchanges? As a chain, a lot of DeFi protocols are developing very bespoke products, and they're trying to differentiate themselves from other places. But a lot of them, want to integrate with CEXs and centralized exchanges and work with them to see where that overlap is, but it is meeting where the users are. So what kind of demand do you see from your current users, or anything that's top of the feedback list of what they wish they could do more of in DeFi that they can't do on centralized exchanges?
Yeah, I mean, well, the biggest unlock is to be able to trade tokens like meme coins, and tokens that aren't listed on the exchange, and have access to those. We've seen a lot of interesting products come out. When I was at Magic Eden, we bought Slingshot, and Slingshot's it's quite similar to Moonshot as well, where you're able to just jump in, no KYC, you're just trading assets, swapping in and out of USD. At least that's how it worked with Slingshot. I think Moonshot might be slightly different, but for Slingshot, it's like directly in and out of USDC. So I think a lot of people, they want to have access, but there's a lot of friction, and I think people get quite intimidated when it comes to Web3 products. So to be able to have access to those directly through the exchange, so that the normie mainstream audience, top of funnel, you're on TikTok, you hear about Moodang, you hear about Chill Guy, you hear about these different trending tokens, and you want to have access. So of course you think, oh, I have an exchange, I have some crypto, I wonder if it's accessible through my exchange. And then boom, you can see it, you can trade into it fast and easily to catch these new metas. So I think that's going to be what's the most powerful thing. I think there's probably not going to be a massive unlock when we first launch it. I think it's when these big trending meme coins come out that all of a sudden you're going to see a flood of people come and have, you know, a whole new wave of liquidity will have access to these tokens. So that's what's probably the most exciting thing for listeners in the Web3 space today is, yes, we're bringing in, there's potentially a new wave of liquidity that's going to have access to Web3 tokens that aren't
That's
yet.
awesome. Yeah, I think that probably definitely dominates the meta as well. But yeah, definitely on your radar, because we're definitely talking with exchanges in places that our target, obviously, or not obviously, but our target for viewers that aren't familiar are more the long-term holders, people looking to hold positions that expose them to on-chain activity to capture fees that are, you know, sustainable throughout volatile markets. And so it's definitely interesting to see that, and we'd love to chat further with the DEX integration team to see if they're interested in some of those slower play offerings, right, that are not maybe as flash in the pan, but are a little bit easier to sleep at night, and you can hold them without waking up thinking, you know, oh no, I gotta chase the next one or hop out of this one,
Right.
even though that is very fun and exciting.
Right. And that's a
But
big
yeah, so much
part of-
possibility.
Right, and that's a big part of what, you know, we're going to need to ensure is, you know, as we give people access to these tokens, that there's a lot of education along the way of understanding that this is a volatile market, and you know, these are risky assets. So yeah, it's a good point.
We're on the same page. We'll be the other side of that coin for you guys when the day comes. We'll flood BLT sandwich memes all over the timeline.
Oh yeah, I
as
can't
we
wait.
look around.
Maybe Deez, I can share a little alpha on what I'm bringing to Japan with me next week on the topic of WBLT.
I think so.
Expression. I saw a little bit of your excitement. But yeah, I'm going to Doge Day next week, which is actually it's an official holiday to celebrate Kabosu.
Nice.
I'm a media advisor for Own the Doge, who actually owns the Doge IP. So I'm going to be live streaming this whole thing. We're going to be celebrating the life of Kabosu with the original owner of the Doge. We got some meme celebrities going out. If you guys know Bad Luck Brian, we have Bad Luck Brian going out and a few others. So very excited for that. And from the BMX side, I'm going to be bringing little WBLT dog toys, you guys. Last year for Doge Day, there were more dogs that I've ever seen in one place. So yeah, I hope that these will go to good use, and we make some pups happy in Japan next week.
I love to hear it. We actually partnered with Own the Doge as well at Magic Eden with Ledger.
Magic Eden. I remember seeing the Magic Eden Own the Doge PFPs everywhere.
Yes,
That was right when
right.
I was first starting to get involved with them. Yeah.
Oh, no way. Yeah, well, say hi to Smoke for me.
I will. I think we're flying together, so we're gonna be on like a 15-hour flight to Tokyo together. So I will definitely tell her you said hello. Shout out to Smoke if she ever watches this. Yeah, I know Elizabeth, you got your birthday dinner, so we're gonna power through the rest of the agenda here. One thing I was curious to hear is, you know, you've really had a front row seat over the years, seeing how user behavior is evolving. And I'm curious what trends you're currently seeing in how people use exchanges and wallets today, and like, how is OKX meeting users where they're at?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great question. Again, I think it's all about interoperability. It's you know, we're seeing the smartest traders being multi-chain traders and wanting to go where there's new metas. For example, you know, there's the BNB meme coin meta, and all of a sudden, you know, people were trying to use all these different platforms to get over to BNB and didn't understand how it worked. When really, if you just open up OKX Wallet, you can easily bridge over to BNB directly into the meme coin from Solana and from other chains as well. It's so easy to bridge an OKX Wallet. It literally feels like a swap. I actually put out a video on how to do it so people can see. It literally looks like a swap interface, but you're bridging. You just select bridge, and you can bridge to whatever chain you want and whatever meme coin you want. So, I mean, I remember I was with some trader friends at the time that there were some of these meme coins coming out, and they're like, how do we get in? How do we get exposure? And I was like, guys, I literally just did it in 10 seconds in this wallet. They're like, oh my gosh. So I think a lot of people don't even realize how easy it is to do in OKX. And this is exactly the kind of tooling and features that we want to provide traders who are trying to get into these different metas in a way that's also fast and cheap with the DEX aggregator.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you guys have really thought of everything, and I was looking for that video to show here today. Maybe you could drop a link to that. Like, for anybody that wants to get started and start using this, would be great to share any links or educational resources with the community. I also have 2 questions from the audience. If you can answer this, I see one from Avishka. Since OKX recently expanded into the US market earlier this year, what strategies is your team focusing on to drive mainstream adoption and differentiate from existing competitors?
I'm so sorry. I was just dropping my video link for the bridging.
Awesome.
You're talking.
Cool, I see that. High level TLDR, we have a question from Avishka in the audience who's asking, basically, what are your strategies now that your team has expanded into the US market? What are you doing to expand in the US markets?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, right now it's so many different things. A big part of it is growth, right? We're going to have a lot of, on the exchange side, we're going to have a lot of paid ads. We have the most incredible partners with Man City, with Formula One, McLaren, with Tribeca Film Festival, and that in terms of just sheer awareness and reach is really powerful. It's something that I think is really unique to OKX as well. We're going to have presence at some of the biggest, most important events in the States, culturally with Art Basel, also with tech in SF. There's the all-in holiday event coming up. So we're going to have a lot of presence at all of these different events. And eventually I'd love to host another Alphas Connect where we can invite traders to learn more about our products and have trading competitions and trading demos and showcasing different products like we did recently in Singapore. So I think the big thing right now on my side, on the Web3 side, is I'm waiting for the big conferences to come around in 2026 because there aren't really any Web3 conferences the rest of the year in the US. So
yeah, ETH Denver, we got ETH Denver early next year too. Will you be at ETH Denver?
Probably. That's awesome. In February, right?
February, March, yeah.
Yeah, around that time. Yeah. I always dread going out to Denver because it makes me, it's so dry, but yeah. I'm sure I'll find myself out there. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, the next question I have for you, I feel like Deez would probably want to chime in here too. You're focused on marketing, you're focused on growing OKX. How do you balance building products that serve both like advanced users and everyday users? Like, how do you meet everyone where they're at? And Deez, I don't know if you want to expand on that at all, but basically, like, through your marketing efforts, like, how are you reaching all types of users?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's something that unique that OKX has to offer is that we provide a whole spectrum of features for users to meet them at their experience level. So if it's somebody that's new to crypto, they're probably going to come through our exchange and just learn how to buy the majors, and buy and or spot trade the majors and hold the majors, and they can get quite comfortable on the exchange and have a lot of really smooth trading capabilities. Now we're bringing the DEX to the exchange, so they're going to have access to these assets, and as they become more advanced and want to move on to our Web3 wallet and our decentralized exchange, they can then evolve into that side of the product suite. So we really offer products across the board. I think one example is we have simple mode in our exchange. So when you're in simple mode, it's much easier to see a line chart instead of like the
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so things like this that makes the user interface much more simple and easy for users and less intimidating for users who are new to crypto, new to trading in general.
That's awesome. Deez, I don't know if you have anything you want to chime in with on that.
Yeah, I guess it's part of working for a chain and wearing so many hats. So the days have to be different of, who you're chatting with. And I guess, I mean, from an operational standpoint, if we pull the curtain back a little bit, like how do you go about elevating certain requests or issues through the team? Is it, are there different teams that you interact with that say, hey, these guys, we're seeing an uptick of this demand? Like, for example, when Base releases something or another centralized exchange releases a feature or a meta that comes out, there's probably a knee-jerk reaction across other chains. At least this would happen when I was working at a chain. And so how do you guys get in the war room a little bit and be like, okay, are we like implementing that feature, or are we letting this one pass and letting them kind of figure that out? How do you guys navigate staying in your own lane, or then getting in the fast lane and trying to draft behind other chains to try to keep up? I know that's kind of a complex question, but
No, I think
any light you can shed there?
Yeah, definitely. I think, and I mean, in crypto, the meta's change from week to week, right? There's always something new. There's something exciting happening. There's something that could just be like, as you said, a flash in the pan, and we have to be really discerning around, what infrastructure or are we going to support, what features, because ultimately we're building for the long term. We're building for that which is going to be here, not just next week, but years from now. And we're weighing that, looking at the ecosystem. We're looking at the liquidity there. We're looking at the users, the community, and always weighing our different different factors that weigh into our decision of whether or not to support certain infrastructure and build out something for that community. So I think it's a lot of teams involved, of course, and ultimately things are signed off by Star. He's highly involved across the board at OKX, and very, very intelligent. I mean, obviously he's launched the second largest crypto exchange in the world, and so we're very grateful for his guidance. And then I would say, just in general, we're also always listening to our users as well. We have a really robust user feedback funnel. So we're especially on my side, it's listening to our alpha traders, people who have a lot of volume and have a lot of group chats and trader chats with other people who are following them or interacting with them and getting into a lot of the same trades with them. So they're always providing user feedback around our products, and we're partnering together to build something that's for them. So it's creating this circle of trust with our trading community to be able to share the things that they need.
Awesome. That's incredible. Like, I love the fact that there's something for everyone with OKX, right? No matter your level of expertise, trading experience, you can go in as a beginner and it's simple, right? There's simple mode, or you can go in as an advanced trader or someone that has a lot of volume and become an alpha trader. There's even, an ambassador program now. So there's just so many ways to get involved with OKX from a community standpoint. And Elizabeth, I would love to continue supporting, collaborating, like any opportunities, to collab or do anything together. I love your energy and love what you're doing. So just want to throw that out there. And I'm curious, like, if you had to pick one area OKX is doubling down on to make crypto more accessible, what would that be? Like, what do you view OKX really doubling down on? Like, what is working, or what do you guys plan on doubling down on, I guess?
To make OKX more accessible, I mean, I think the biggest thing is we're really excited to be rolling out in the US. I hope soon our exchange will be available in New York City as well. So it's these kinds of advancements with regulations and compliance that I'm optimistic and hoping will be soon available. But in the meantime, yeah, Web3 is available worldwide, and it's exciting to see people participate in decentralization and empowerment of having control of their own assets. I think a feature that's coming out pretty soon, which I think is safe to share here, is our smart account upgrade. So that means in the wallet and our DEX platform, people will be able to have really advanced features where you can set orders on chain to have automatically take profit or stop loss orders. You'll have precision trades, so limit orders. You can buy or sell assets at your target price, and this can all be set in advance to whatever different setup you like, and so then people can decide, whatever risk they're comfortable with. They can automatically have this all set up, sleep well, and not have to stay up all night, based off of how the charts are going. So it's really just allowing people to, giving back time to the user, that can have these preset automated trades set up within their trading platform. And it's still all completely self-custodial thanks to this new TEE technology. So people can, it's very secure, it's self-custodial, private keys are safe, but they can still have these advanced settings that you would normally only get on a centralized exchange.
That's absolutely incredible. Deez, I don't know if you have any comments or thoughts on that.
No, I just, trusted execution environments for our podcast listeners for TEE, if you want to get into that.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Elizabeth, I know you gotta run a little bit early for your birthday dinner, so I'm gonna throw some rapid fire questions at you real quick. Okay, I'm curious, what is your favorite new OKX feature or product update this year?
Oh shoot, I think I actually really wanted to do a screen share real quick, if that's possible.
Oh yeah, go for it. Let's do it.
Yes.
How much time do you have, Elizabeth?
Let's just do this one, because I feel like that's just this is my favorite feature. I think it's also the most underrated feature. I just think everybody should know about, drumroll, Signal. Can you see my screen?
Yep, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
The UI is just so beautiful on all OKX.
Right. I feel like it can look a little intimidating at first to see so much, but let's just break it down real quick. So what Signal is you're able to follow smart money transactions. So smart money basically is defined as, how normally you can do copy trading with different addresses, right? What we're doing is we're curating these addresses for you based off of our own algorithm. We're determining, hey, what is this person's general 7-day win rate? For example, okay, this person, they've had 164% 7-day win rate. That's pretty good, right? This person's had a 43%. So you can see, okay, these smart wallets are getting into this token. And, this person, again, I'm not sure why this address is here, but these ones have been quite successful in the last 7 days. And so they're buying this token. So I should, let's look into this token and see, why they're buying it. You can look in and see how much of the percentage they've sold so far of that token. And so basically when you turn on the alerts, you'll be able to know, it's usually 3 or more smart money addresses, wallets have bought into this token. This is how much they've sold so far. And then over here, you can see more of a summary of each of these tokens. So for example, this one got a 4x from the time of the first alert. So the first alert was here. They bought it at 1.6K. So people got in, and then some more bought it, and then from there it was a 4x, which is pretty cool. So,
Elizabeth, you've been keeping this whole thing in your back pocket the whole stream?
Yeah.
We're getting into this in the last 10 minutes. This is awesome.
I know, right?
I have it open right now. I'm ready to
ask me about product. We can get back. We can have another stream sometime. But if you want to get into product, this is the cool stuff. This is the.
All right, Elizabeth, we gotta do more content together.
Rachel, what have we been doing for the past 25 minutes on here? This has all been great, but holy.
It's cool, right? So, and what's good is I can get pretty lazy, and I don't want to say lazy, it's actually the opposite. I'm just so heads down with work. I don't really have time to get into the trenches, but this is kind
100%.
of a lazy way to get into the trenches is hey, these smart wallets just bought this token, and I get an alert on my OKX mobile wallet, wherever I am, running around on the subway. Oh, cool. Do I want exposure to this? So far, maybe only 20% is sold so far. This is the market cap. This is what they're buying in at. And I'm based off of the different factors, I can decide whether or not it's worth getting in. And you can kind of get a sense of, okay, how are these different signals performing? Sometimes you'll see something crazy, 100x. Here's an 8x. Here's a 13x, here's an 11x, 6x. So it's kind of cool to see how these do perform over time. Not it's always, everything's risky, so doing your own research. But yeah, it is a really cool tool to use that I think is definitely underrated, and I love it.
This is, yeah, okay. I had another question about the most underrated OKX product that deserves more love, and we checked that off the list. I haven't really heard a lot of chatter about this, so thank you for bringing this to our attention. And you guys, on the top left, it looks like you can basically select who you want to see. If you want to see whales, influencers, smart money, like you can customize this and set filters to whatever you're looking for. So I just think this is really incredible.
Like, what's going on that leaderboard tab up there? Can we take a peek?
Over here. Yes.
Yeah. So what is this about?
Yeah, there's so much. I mean, to be honest, I do have to run soon. But yeah, you have a whole leaderboard seeing, what are people's 7-day P&L. Yeah, and then you can decide. We have a way that you can just add these wallets to your wallet tracker portfolio, and then start tracking these wallets and copy trading. Yeah. There's
very cool.
Well, you put on a master class of leaving cliffhangers at the end of the stream.
I know.
So good work.
We gotta run it back. I think maybe do another show of some sort.
I mean, we can get into Vibes as well. Let me show you. I actually went ahead and pulled up Vibes real quick, so you can see this is Pengu. We all know Pengu. Now, if you go here, you can actually see who's tweeting about Pengu, following the market, the price correlation. So, this guy tweeted, and the market and the
Is this a different tab?
Are you
Elizabeth?
sharing
So
something
sorry,
else?
we might be stuck on the old tab.
Oh shoot, I am sharing a different tab. So I see, it's not working. You know what? We'll have to come on another time.
We're leaving it as a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Well, Elizabeth, just so you can run and get to your birthday dinner, I do want to end with just asking, where is the best place for people to explore, getting started with OKX and connecting with you?
Yeah, well, feel free to go to web3.okx.com to get onto our DEX. Our wallet is also available as a browser extension, also also Apple and Android. So you can download the wallet on your phone. And there's also OKX Exchange, of course. Follow us on Wallet is literally our handle for Twitter.
It's a good handle. You got Wallet.
Yeah, or OKX Exchange, and then of course my own is Elizabeth Olson with a 0 N.
Awesome. Well, Elizabeth, again, if we can all in the live stream chat, just join us in wishing Elizabeth a happy birthday, you guys. Joining us for a stream on her birthday, that is commitment. Spreading the message of bringing people on chain, making things easier for users with OKX. And yeah, Elizabeth, just congrats on your new role. And yeah, we're really honored and grateful that you joined us today. And good luck with your new show kicking off.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Appreciate it. Thanks, Deez. Yeah, and hope everyone in the chat, you're welcome to come hang with us tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Come chill. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Elizabeth, enjoy your birthday dinner.
Thanks so
and you
much.
guys, we'll see you